So the moment where you fucking exploded onto the scene, like I remember this so clearly that it was like I was like, what the fuck? Do you remember when?
Pole hoops, probably.
North Pole hoops, dude.
That was unexpected too. Like I was playing really good, bro, but like I didn't think like, I know rankings and shit, stuff don't matter, but like I didn't think it was gonna go like that for real. Stuff actually got crazy after that though, and that was young, bro. It was early.
You were young. You were grade what?
Ninth grade.
Ninth grade. You went off, and then North Pole hoops had that pole though. Like after they talked about you,
that was the only thing we had though. Like
that was
coming up. That was it. Like bro, the only people who had Anthony Bennett. Like then we had Wiggins, but there was Ball is Life then. Here there was definitely Ball is Life and hoop mixtape, but like there was no Canadian guys that were getting mixtapes.
Hell no.
None of that. Like
dude,
the rankings is all we had. Like
it was weird. Ever since I've played basketball, dude, I don't remember a time that someone's blown up like you have that period. Like it was like holy shit. Everyone was talking about people at Handsworth, people on the North Shore. They're like, yo, Jermaine Haley. Like people had an eye on you, dude. And you did you get like interest from that? Like offer? Well, you obviously got interest, but did you actually get offers from that? Like
no, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, New Mexico. Like I didn't get any offers from that, but like, yo, social media and stuff wasn't. It wasn't a thing like that. Stuff like that back then probably go viral now. You know, like stuff like that would be blowing up even more. Like it happens to kids in the States all the time. Like honestly, but like I didn't get any offers or anything from that, but that definitely put me on the radar for like Canada basketball and stuff like that, which helps, like, because those guys actually help guys like get places, you know what I mean? But I don't think I got any offers from it.
How did shit change for you though after that, man? Like after all the
high school?
After after North Pole hoops and all the attention and everything like that. Because here's the thing with you, you're very low key, like you said.
Yeah.
What were you like? What the fuck? Or
no, at first I was like, bro, I was super excited and I didn't expect it, but like I kind of wanted it. Like I was like, bro, I don't even know who these next guys. You want to talk about the top 5 that were on that? It's guys like Dylan Brooks, Chris Eggy, I think was number 1. Jamal Murray was in there. Like I didn't even know who these guys were. They didn't know who I was at all. Like, you know, why would they know who I am? Like random kid from the West
Vancouver,
Coast. Yeah. But like now seeing like where some of those guys are, like I know like how big of a deal it was, honestly, because like I know that I could hoop at the same level as some of these guys. And like even now today, like even when I go to the G League or if I'm playing around pros, like there's a reason why I'm like doing what I'm doing, and it might take a little bit longer, but I know
there's a reason why you're in the gym with them.
There's a reason why I'm still even pursuing G League or anything. Everybody wants to make their money, right? We only have so long to play basketball, right? 26, okay? And basketball years, it's like dog years. Like you could play like hopefully another 8 years, like, you know what I mean? Staying healthy. I haven't been healthy. I've had a lot of stuff going on, but like I've like continued to work and like keep my head level just because I've had to go through so much. Like I broke my wrist and I was like, damn, you know, broke my wrist, you know, at least it's summertime. Like I had to take positives out of things and just like continue building because like you can't stop, bro. And honestly, just like the feedback that I've gotten from people like along the way, like I said, like people who are accredited people in the basketball world, like has kept me on the path that I've been on. And I've had to go play at some like weird places. Like people be like, why you go play at London? Like got an opportunity to like be myself, you know? And that's a whole nother discussion. Like, cause like, bro, people know me as being a point guard. I go to G League and play center, you know? Like had to adjust and like.
Marty told me about that. I'm like, what the fuck? That doesn't make sense.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, dude, the one thing, like, I just want to take it because I remember so much shit from high school, like with you, man. And I remember, dude, because I didn't really know you, dude. We talked here and there, like we weren't like, you know, we weren't that close. But I remember thinking, damn, like, okay, like Jermaine is like popping off. He's going to be cocky as shit. He's going to like think he's the man, you know, he's going to have his like head up all the time. But dude, you're the exact opposite of that. Like you're the most. It's weird. Like I always tell people, like me and obviously Marty and EJ and all those guys, we always talked about like, dude, you were like overly humble. I think you were a little bit too modest and didn't like. I remember we had a drive tournament at SFU, and I was a year older, and I was playing with Royce. Remember Royce? We were on that team, and Karn was like, Jermaine's gonna come up and play with you guys. And in my head, I'm like
pissed.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, man, like this guy's gonna take every shot.
I know we're gonna have fun.
Yeah. But
I'm trying to get everybody going.
But here's the thing. This was after Northville Hoops, where you started like blowing up, and then I was like, damn, okay, like Jermaine, because I didn't really see you play either. Like that's the thing. I didn't really see you play. I didn't know you were a pass first guy. So I'm like, damn, this guy's gonna take every single shot. He's gonna think he's the man, bro. You kept like you overpass it, bro.
I remember the game. We were playing upstairs on the first court.
Yes.
Out of the two, but we were hooping. Like
we were hooping.
But yo, those tournaments, you know, I'm playing like 8 games. I'm playing with my team. I'm playing with your guys' team. I'm playing with the next team, like B team, C team. Like, bro, I'd come hoop all day long. Like, honestly.
And I know, like Drive does that. Like even with Trey, But that game, bro, like you were like passing up wide open shots. Even I was like, bro, shoot it. I went to Royce. I'm like, yo, why is this guy like not going for it? He's like, I don't know. Because Royce is also like, he knows ball. Like he's so. I think, dude, like that's where does that come from though? You're such a pass first, like giving guy, man. Like I think you need to be like more selfish. It's always been a thing about you. You're not as aggressive as you should be.
I've been getting more aggressive, like as I've been giving the ball more. Like, bro, the thing about me is like when I went to Drive, they told me like, look, like you look like you want to play point guard. I wasn't that tall. I was like the size for a point guard. I was like 6'3", maybe 6'4".
Bro, that's huge for a point guard, though.
But I never thought that I was gonna hit a next growth spurt because I'm like the same size as my dad, if not a little bit smaller. You know, at these times. So they're like, yo, we can either take this next kid who's a point guard, or if you want to play point guard, we're not gonna take him. So you let us know. I'm like, bro, I want to play point. So I got accustomed to having the ball in my hands and being able to control the game. Like, and I've been able to do that like at each level that I've gone to. Like at certain times, you know what I mean? Reason why I go to London, Doug gives me the ball. You know what I mean? I can like I can get good film on showing what I can do, because in college you might not get that opportunity. They might just want you to play defense and shoot threes, or play defense and get rebounds. You know what I mean? Like it's different. Like,
but even dude, I'm just thinking, dude, you should have averaged like 50 in high school.
For sure.
Like, you know what I mean? And you could have though.
Never won neither. We didn't win neither. And I feel like it was because I wasn't as selfish, but like.
But so I mean, you should have been more selfish.
I didn't brand myself as a scorer or somebody who's gonna go get 30 points. I don't even do that now as a professional. Like I just scored my career high, and it was 41, and I don't even know how I did it, because it's not even me. Like in my nature to take that many shots.
In nature, yeah.
Like, bro, I play games and I play super efficient. If people go look at my numbers as a pro, I'm shooting well over 55% everywhere I go from the field goal. Like I was shooting the 3 really good. I've been up and down with the 3, but it's because I've been trying to adapt to a new style of play. Instead of me giving the passes up for 3s, I'm receiving them. You know what I mean? And shooting shots that I haven't been accustomed to, that I've been working on and I can do now. You know what I mean? But it's just been like a process. Like if you give me the ball, I know how to do that, like riding a bike. I can control the game. Like the score, the plays, everything. Like that's how my brain works. I can get guys in positions. Like if you want a shot, I can get you in a position to get a shot. Like I have a point guard's mind. Like I get that. And my coaches tell me you could coach. I wouldn't never want to coach, but like I really understand basketball like crazy, bro. And like,
I know you do. I know.
Me and Jaden never really hung out, like, because we're, you know, like it's competition when you're younger, you know, like it's a ladder. But we had a conversation when we went to go play senior men's team, and we were in Puerto Rico, and like he's like, bro, I didn't know you loved basketball this much. You know what I mean? Like you actually like basketball a lot, because I was just like spitting knowledge to him about like how I see the game and stuff and why I am the way that I am. Like, bro, I swear you can put me in a room with coaches that really know their stuff, and like I'm gonna know every offense that you're running. You put me on a team, I'm gonna know the offense. You know what I mean? I've been trying to learn from different positions now, because I'm like playing the 5, which is crazy. Like, but that's how the game is. Like I'm 6'8", You know what I mean? They want somebody that can shoot it, put it on the floor, play defense, guard multiple positions. It's like a typical 4. You know, in the G League, you can get away with having a 5-man like that. But, like, the game is so different now, bro.
Yeah.
And, like, I've had to, like, put my pride to the side and just learn how to play different, because nobody's going to give me the ball and let me be a point guard. Like, I know that. It's going to have to be earned, and, like, somebody's going to have to trust me doing that. But
wouldn't it make sense, though, that you would get the ball more now with the way basketball's going, though? Because you see big guys, like, handling the ball, though.
Yeah,
and you've been handling the ball.
That's why I enjoy... I got moved to the 4. I think Coach my first G League stint with Jason Terry, he put me in at the 4. And we were running, like, high post touch action. You see, like, Denver runs it with Jokic. People run it with Karl Anthony Towns. Like, these guys are obviously a lot bigger, but when Draymond Green, somebody that I love watching play basketball, like, people probably hate
smart as hell. No.
If you watch this guy play, you think he can't do this on another team, you're crazy. That guy's going to make his teammates better. That's what I'm all about. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to put guys in the easiest position to get going. Like, if I have a like,
but
you know
bro,
what I mean?
I still, when you say that, I love the fact that you're saying that, but I think, like, you need to be, like, I feel like you should, like, you still need to be like, yo, I'm getting mine. Like, I'm gonna get my bag. Sure. Fuck all of you, man.
I can do that because you know that.
I know you can do that, but like,
I grew up playing rec ball and park ball. Like, I wasn't in the gym going through cones. Like, my game is off of instinct. I can go score and be that person, but I can't mentally. Like, bro, I can't take 20 shots all the time. Like, even if somebody wants me to do it, like, bro, I want to get what I'm getting in the 20 shots in 11 or 12. You know what I mean? I want to get my 20 in that. Like,
but a perfect example, I was a shooter. I like to shoot. When you were giving the ball up to me a lot and I was shooting it, I was like, damn, okay, like, I'll shoot it, but I'd rather have you take it to the cup.
For sure.
Like, you know what I mean? At some point, I was like, yo, like, you need to. I remember Karin saying this a few times, like, yo, next gear, Jermaine, next gear, like, fuck it, like, get into, like, dial in.
Because it's at those times, it's like, bro, you want to just be like volume, like, you just want to go score. We're basically playing rec ball. So he thinks I'm gonna go in the game, play rec ball. That's what everybody else does. You're the best player. You're gonna come and get every shot, right? No, like, I'm on a team full of guys that I'm bringing, like, all these guys. Taylor, like, these are guys that I reached out to because I saw how they hooped, and I'm like, I want these guys to come play with me because I want to go to these tournaments and I want to compete against the best teams. What is me scoring 30 points? And I probably wouldn't get all the offers that I was getting if we weren't actually winning and doing something. We never went to these big tournaments and actually won, but when we played against the good teams, we competed. Like, we're going to these tournaments and we're automatically in the best bracket. You know what I mean? For a reason.
Yes.
Like, you're not just doing that based off of one guy that's playing good. We have 4 or 5 guys that are potential D1 guys. You know what I mean? So they also have schools coming. So they have to put us in these brackets. So I need these guys to be good.
And you're competing, like, and you're winning.
Yeah, we're
right?
we're not losing or winning games and, like, just going and chilling, which I feel like a lot of kids are doing now because it's super fun now. Like, it's super fun to go to these AAU tournaments. Before, it was like a grind. Like, you're going here, you got to go prove yourself. You know what I mean? We have to go win games. Like, we have to go win games. It's not just going out there to be around, you know what I mean, AU basketball or, like, play against these guys or that guys. Like, you actually have to go do something if you want to go somewhere. Like,
yeah. And then, so when you were getting recruited and getting these offers, like, what were they, like, what were some of the things they were saying? Like, what do we like about Jermaine? Like, I already know, like, your leadership, your ball handling, your 6'8" point guard, right? Like, you can shoot, like, you can get crazy, like, your vision, insane. One of the best I think I've ever seen. Like, that's what I mean. Like, do you think recruiting is getting different where, like, if you can't score, you can't get a bucket now, they don't really fuck with you? Like,
it's different though, because, like, bro, I was still getting buckets, bro. Like, I would still go get 30 like every game,
but that's why, like, you
I'm
were
just doing it within the game. You know what I mean? Nowadays, kids you're on teams in these circuits and you have like 6 to 8 like high to mid-major kids. You know what I mean? So it's way different. Like, these kids just have to go do a little bit to go get an offer from somewhere. Have one game where they do good in front of coaches and they see potential. You know what I mean? Like, the pool is so much different now, and I feel like it's so much easier to access film and video of people playing because everything's filmed. Like, bro, some of my best AAU games and some of the craziest stuff that I did was not on film. Like, none of it was on film. Like, I should have way more mixtapes. Like, nowadays, if we had camera people, it'd be crazy. But, like, it's way easier to access. A million people taking way cameras. Easier to access. Kids are recording and catching stuff. You know what I mean? Kids didn't have their phones out when we were playing back in the day. Like,
but it's not crazy. You had damn near every single offer, and this wasn't in a time where everyone had a fucking camera out.
It was different.
You had every single there's more schools that you could name that didn't give you an offer than, which is, do you think about that sometimes? Where like, damn, if I was in this generation, I would be like,
it would be this. I know what it would be. I would be the same person, but like it's different now. Like, I don't even care about social media and stuff like that. And people tell me that I should a lot more, but it's just like not who I am as a person.
No.
And like, I know moving forward, once I get to where I want to get to, I'm going to take it more serious, you know? But like, it's not something I can manage myself right now. I feel like, you know, I'm more focused on like being a better person and like being a better basketball player right now. So
do you think if you were in this generation growing up, like you would be more, like would have helped you more, you think?
Yeah, I think for sure. I just think that there was a lot of people trying to get their hands on me out here, but I feel like somebody over there would have taken me, and I would have been in the States and just doing my thing and not been in Canada, because I did have opportunities to go play in certain places when I was younger, and I wasn't ready. Like, mentally was not ready to go to Spain. Try to send me to Spain. I think I was in the 10th grade to go play for.
Damn, I didn't know that.
To go play for some team on the Canary Islands, but now knowing like how things work out there, like if I would have just got on that plane, I would have put myself in a crazy position. Like, even as far as going to play in Europe, because I didn't realize that these European clubs have teams from little all the way up until EuroLeague. So the Canary Islands team had a EuroLeague team. I don't know if they're still in the EuroLeague. They might be in Champions League, but
this is a pro team that they wanted you to play.
Team. This is 10th grade. I don't know what's going on. Like, day of the flight, I didn't go. Like, just didn't want to go, you know? Just wasn't ready. Went to Sunrise Christian Academy in Kansas. Stayed there for like a couple weeks. Came home. Didn't want to do it. Almost quit playing basketball. I was like, at this point, like, I have all these offers. I have a lot of off-the-court stuff that's going on that's not going to allow me to go to any of these schools. And I was like, I don't even want to do this anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I was actually not trying to play basketball. CP3 camp, invite, didn't show. Pangos All-American, didn't show. You can go online, search those. Like, this real stuff.
What's going on? I didn't know about
this. Bro, I was getting all of this stuff, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to go to any of these schools because my high school stuff, like, just not locked in. You know what I mean? I truly just cared about basketball. Like, people knew me. I wasn't doing bad stuff. If I wasn't going to school or something, like, I was in the gym. Like, I stayed in the gym, bro, all day long. Like, literally. Like, and just that was me not being smart and not having the right situation at home. But those aren't excuses, you know? This is just things that I've learned from. And, like, when I have kids and stuff, they're not going to make the same mistakes. I'm not going to allow them to make the same mistakes.
That's a lot of maturity, though, man.
I've seen a lot of stuff, bro, and just been through a lot of situations. And some people don't realize the way that I move the way that I have is because some of the things that I've done in my life or had don't excite me because I've already lived it through my dad's eyes. Like, I saw my dad be there at the highest level from, like, the time I was born. You know what I mean? So, like, if it's money, nice things, or college, going to college, or, like, NBA, like, those things are expected from me, at least. Like, I expect those things to happen just because, like, I've already lived it. You know what I mean? I've seen it. Like,
did the pressure ever get to you?
Never.
After?
No. I was pressure from who though? Because it was pressure from a lot.
The voices around, yo, Jermaine has to make the NBA. Because even I'm not gonna lie to you, even I was like, yo, the amount of exposure, and I know, and I'm older now, and I know exposure doesn't mean anything. Like, this talk, all this media, all this shit doesn't really mean anything. Like, anything could happen. It's what, like, the person, like, does, and what, like, it's all fake. But, like, in my head, I remember in high school, I was thinking, like, damn, like, Jermaine has to make the NBA. Like, he should make the NBA. Like, did that ever get to you? Like,
no.
I need to?
It's what I wanted, like, for myself. So I never thought that I had any pressure from that. and I wasn't doing it for anybody but myself and my family. So I felt more pressure for me getting there for my family, even though I know they're gonna be happy with me regardless of where I'm playing. My mom's always gonna watch my games. She's always gonna critique me and be my biggest coach and be honest with me. Like I have felt more pressure from them than from everybody else because my circle is super tight. I have a couple friends that I hang out with and my family, and that's it. You know what I mean? At this point, those are the only people that I still feel pressure for them because like I'm still working towards something. Like my dad didn't become a professional football player until he was 28 years old. You know what I mean? I always say that. Like, so I think about him in the times that I'm in now because he's been in similar situations, having to go to junior college, playing in the Canadian League. You know what I mean? Like times where he was just trying to navigate what was going on, and I'm like, gotta just like keep building because like it's still right there. You know what I mean? I know I could make the decision of like going somewhere else and just being comfortable playing and making my money, but like I'm not gonna be satisfied. Everyone that knows me knows that even if I just got an Exhibit 10, like I'd be happy just have my name on the jersey because you can't take that away from me. You know what I mean? But like that's not my end goal or what I want to do. You know?
That's great. Yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, there was a lot of pressure on you. I remember, and I was thinking, like, damn, like people really like. Obviously, there was gonna be haters, right? Like, I remember people talking shit, like, "Yo, he's not that nice. He's overrated and all that shit." And then the part that bothered me about that, like, I always told people, I'm like, dude, like Jermaine's such a nice guy. Like, he's like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. That's that good and that, hyped, and like you wouldn't expect that. Right, like someone new, like if someone was to be like, "Oh shit, like let's go see what this Jermaine Haley guy is about," you'd be like, "Oh damn, like it wasn't even what I expected him to be." And like, what's funny is, my buddy recently, actually, like a few years ago, he was working at a bank, and you went in there, and then he met, like you were asking about like some sort of account, like you were setting up an account, and he's helping you, and then he messaged me out. He's like, "Yo, I just like helped Jermaine Haley." Like he knew about it. He wasn't even a hooper.
It was BMO probably.
It was in Surrey.
Surrey BMO.
Yeah. And
he actually helped me out too. Yeah. Crazy. Like I had a bunch of money in the account that was in there for like a year, and I had no idea. I came back from Germany. I was playing in Germany, and I was like, "Yo, like I need to go to the bank, see what's going on with my stuff." I was like, "Yo, there's that much money in there?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Sick."
It was crazy. Yeah, he hit me. I was like, "Dude, like Jermaine Haley, I'm pretty sure like I just helped like." I'm like, "Yeah, man." And he's like, "Dude, he's a nice guy." I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't expect. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like when people hated and stuff like that and wanted you to see your downfall, I was kind of like, dude, like you wouldn't want anyone, like you're like the guy that people would want, that should want to succeed, right? And I want to like talk about like, personally, dude, I think you should have been in the league. Like you should be like a 4-year vet.
By now, yeah.
By now. And
I used to think like that too. I used to, but then I had to stop. Like, well, I had to change my whole mental because, like, you can't get caught up in like what should have been or what it's what's going on right now. It's like, bro, it's still there. So like,
it is.
You gotta figure it out. You know what I mean? But like, if you keep working, there's no way it's not gonna happen. This is what I'm seeing because I got to a point where I went to college and like, bro, I was working on things that I like. Obviously were benefiting me, but my game wasn't getting better. You know what I mean? I was getting a lot smarter. I was getting stronger, but like I wasn't getting better individually. And like at the end of the day, like it's the individual. Like I can be a team guy all I want, but like I have individual things that I need to be precise on. And like being a pro and being able to work on just myself on my time, especially off seasons. And like I've had injuries where like stress fracture in my foot. Went to training camp with Cleveland, made the team with a stress fracture, and I knew my foot was hurt, but like I had to just thug it out through camp. And then I showed them after, stress fracture, boot. Like I've had to come back from some things where it's like I've seen like progression in my game just through like the work. And like when you see that, I feel like it makes you so much more comfortable going into situations because like it's just crazy.
Do you think you got better at West Virginia?
No, honestly I don't. And like,
and there's no shade on it, but why didn't you? Like, what did you think going into that environment?
I feel like the things that I can take away from there, I did get better. but it was things that I kind of already had a decent skill of, like defense. People talk about my passing and like, but that's not the best part of my game. Like I play defense.
Yeah.
Like I'll go out and I want to guard. It doesn't matter what size. I want to guard the best player, and like I'm gonna work you the whole game. Like that's just how I am. My defense is the best thing. And going to West Virginia, that's what they pride on. Like Coach Huggins is a defensive guy. So I got a lot better at defense, and he did teach me a lot of things that like I use as a pro, and they work. Like they're stamped. Like they actually work, and they, in certain situations, the things that he showed me get me on the court, like in places that I'm playing. Like it makes me comfortable to know that I'm gonna be in the rotation when I go somewhere because I have this set of tools with me. You know, offense, I have instinct, so I'm gonna be able to feel it out and find my place within the offense regardless, because that's just how it's been. You know what I mean? You want me to play the 3, I'll go play the 3, play the 2, play the 1, play some 4, play some 5. Like I can go everywhere, you know. But like my defense is one thing that I'm so confident in wherever I go and take. So I did get better at West Virginia, but offensively, I don't think I got better there. Like, and since I've left there, I've been like working on getting back to my regular self, playing wise. But like I'm doing it different now. Like I used to work out all the time when I was younger, but I was doing the same workout that 7, 8, 9 other better, like good kids are doing. You know what I mean? That's just how, like at Drive, we were all, you know, kind of had the same bag, like learn the same things. You know what I mean? Like
the cradle and shit.
The rest of it is just like whatever you're doing, or however you're playing off your instinct. Like, but yeah.
Would you have gone to a smaller school to have more of the ball in your hand?
If I could go back, if I could go back, I would not go to a smaller school, because the reason why I wanted to go to a high level school is because I knew I could play there. Like I didn't have the greatest career at West Virginia. I played pretty good. You know what I mean? Almost average double digits. I only played, I think, 17 to 18 minutes a game. I had a decent time there, but if I were given a different situation at that level at any other school, I have film. We can watch film and prove that like I can play at a high level at that level. Like there was stretches at West Virginia my first year where I went from playing 11 minutes to playing the whole game, and us not having subs because of situations that happened at school, and me not having to look over my shoulder. And I'm pretty sure it was like 11-game stretch where I averaged like almost 20 points a game. And like that was the team that was last place in the conference that beat Texas Tech. And Texas Tech, their last loss before they went to the national championship game was against us in the conference tournament. But like after that little stretch, like people were asking me if I was gonna leave school, and I was like, what do you mean? Like I just like, you know what I mean? I just like scratched the surface and just kind of showed myself like obviously I want to come back. Like, and it's crazy. Like,
what do you mean leave school, go to the league?
Literally, go see what's going on, because I was playing at that level. Like I was surprising myself, but I was just like being patient and waiting for my opportunity. I came to a high major school from junior college. You know what I mean? I'm a like awkward like 6'6", 6'7" point guard. Like what are we gonna do with this guy?
Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went there and I earned my stripes right away. I took the starting spot within a couple weeks of practice, and I was a starting point guard going into the season. And my debut wasn't as good as they thought it was gonna be. Coach, this is a high major program, so like every game matters. You know what I mean?
It's quick. Like
he didn't trust me at the time. So, and he made it known. Like it wasn't like he was going behind. Like he said like he didn't trust me. Like you can't trust me right now. So I didn't take it personal. I just went and worked, and then waited for my opportunity. And the next year things just didn't go my way. Like I just played my role, and I had no problem doing that. I still had fun. We had a great team. Like that was a COVID year.
Do you think you should have left when your stock was high enough? Because a few people I remember, I don't know who told me, but they did mention that, you know, Jermaine should have, or it would have been a good idea for him to declare.
At least test it. Honestly, I wasn't satisfied with what I did, and I knew that if I just played like this and I go put in some work, like I'm gonna come back and kill next year. This is my senior year.
Right.
And I had a really good year, bro, and I was peaking at the right time. Like, the coach was giving me more leash, and he was utilizing me more at the right time of the year. And that team was like a potential Final Four team that we had. We had just rolled Baylor, who won the national championship the next year. This is COVID year, so this is our last game of the season. We rolled Baylor by like 15 points on senior night. And then everything kind of just shut down. Like, it hurt. That actually affected my career, like COVID, because I was invited to Portsmouth, like the senior invitational for like where all the NBA scouts and come. Most guys that do good there get invited to like training camp, like what's it called, the combine and stuff like that. Like, none of that stuff was regular that year, so I didn't get to work out for a single NBA team.
I didn't know that.
None of that. Like, I didn't get to do none of that. Like, I didn't get my first workout with the NBA team until I went to Wizards G League team and like worked out for them. Basically.
And then Cleveland. I heard about that. You were there for a little bit and then got injured. And then
the Cleveland story was crazy though, because I could have went to training camp with the Nuggets G League team because I was there, and they had said that they only have like one spot, you know, like you're gonna be fighting for one spot.
This is Denver.
Yeah. So Cleveland, like my agent's from Cleveland, he's like, they like you. Like, I played in the TBT tournament and I was playing like really good basketball, and like a few guys were watching and let me know they were gonna watch, and I ended up going to open tryout for the Cavs G League team. Like, paid money. Okay, I drove from West Virginia. I was working out 2-3 times a day, not talking to anybody, like on complete silence for like maybe a few months, like the whole summer basically. And my agent's like you gotta go do this. You know what I mean? Like, so I go up there, I go to open trial where there's 100-something people there, like, and they only gonna take one person to camp. So like, I played well enough for them to invite me to camp. I went to camp as an open tryout player, and then I made the team.
They took one person from the whole camp.
They take one person.
God,
sometimes they don't take any. Like, they have to have a local person. You're considered local if you go to the tryout, right? Mm-hmm. So they have to take a local talent person.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. As soon as you go to.
This is how I did it. Like, mind you, the Cavs GM is Mike Gansey. Played at West Virginia. I have another person on staff that I know. So like, relationships, you know what I mean? That's like another part of, I'm not going to say politics, but kids not understanding why certain people get opportunities and some people might get the short end of the stick or might not get the same opportunity. Like, it's a lot about who you know. Like,
it's a real thing. You
have to know people, like, to get all it takes is somebody being friends with so-and-so and them saying like, yo, I have this kid, like, look at him, and then you have a shot. You know what I mean? From there, it's on you though. Like, a lot of these kids think that things are given to kids. Like, no, like, kids are put in positions to be successful, and you still got to take it. That's where your work shows. You know what I mean? Like, some kids are put in that position and they're not. You know?
Would say this is for like any level, high school, college,
every level, because
who you know, and
everything is like, the game's evolving so much, bro. I think even out here, people are taking basketball more serious. Like, the coaches are probably coaching harder than they used to, or being more serious about it. Their practices, everything. Before, it was kind of just like recreational. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna come in here and then like things are gonna get serious like later on in the season type thing. But I feel like it's like more of like the coaches like learning about developing players and like developing these kids early, like from high school, and they're training like outside of high school, AAU trainers and stuff like that. Like, you can see it's like slowly growing out here.
But man, so many of these kids are like, I don't know, man. It's all these kids have mixtapes. All these kids have like all this shit that's like on them. These cameras, these lights, TikTok, all these. Like, I remember us having that, but not to this extent, dude. And a part of it, dude, like, I'm fucking so, like, I feel bad, like, sorry, and like,
for sure,
for these kids is like the pressure, like, dude, like, you know, just comparing, dude. That's the big. I remember like when we were, because we had Facebook, right? We have Facebook, YouTube, who mixtape, all this shit, but like, we in Van, we only had Facebook, and I remember, bro, I remember the Drive had that Future All-Star game, and I didn't make it, bro. And I was that hurt me bad. Like it was getting to me. And this is personally like for me, like I'm a guy that like gets caught up in that shit, right? Like I know that about myself, right? And that's one of my biggest regrets is giving a fuck about all these other people, what they're doing, and you know, oh, this guy made this guy scored this many points, this guy, you know, went to like this tournament, he got invited to this shit, he made provincial team. Like that shit, I wish I didn't.
I'm not gonna lie. As far as things that were happening here, I didn't really care. But like when it got to a certain level with me, like when I'm hearing about guys like in other places that I could match up against, like Peyton Pritchard, for example, like I'm hearing these guys are getting invited to Hoop Summit and all of this. You know what I mean? I'm like kid from Vancouver, kind of on the radar, but like just in the mix. You know what I mean? Like I should be happy with what's going on with me. Like bro, I'm hearing about these kids and I want to kill them. Like when we match up, like. Bro, I'm gonna kill you. Like I can go down a list of names of like people that I've had to match up with, even in college. That like, bro, like I would enjoy hearing about other people's success, but like it's gotta. That's where I get my fuel from, honestly, because I just feel like I'm always underdog. Like, you know.
But that's just
things
that's
going
you,
on
though.
here. Things going on here though, I would never care about because I'm like, bro, this is the stuff that's going on here is only gonna stay here. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna. You know, I wish I would have got out of here when I was younger, honestly, and just stayed in the States and played. It would have helped my game and my body develop like way earlier than when it did, honestly.
But do you understand? Like, do you get how with like everything going on and all this fucking media attention, how kids could get caught up in that shit? Like, where it's like, yo, like, It's not
just basketball though.
It's everything.
It's like everyday life stuff, you know. It's everything's more amplified now and like out there for people. Like honestly, there's probably shit that we were doing back in the day as kids that fucking would get us caught up now. You know what I mean? Just like for people having phones and stuff. Like you know all the dumb shit we do at hotels and stuff. Like you know just being a kid. Like it's different now. Like I mean we can have their phone now and then boom.
Bro,
like,
that's.
Like a person like me, I always think about that because like, bro, obviously when we're growing up and when you get to college, you have meetings about this stuff because you're in college now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that can happen to a professional athlete in college. Like you're under a microscope. I'm thinking about like, yo, nowadays it is crazy because like you could get caught up for stuff in college so easy back in the day when socials weren't even that crazy. But now it's like, oh, we're hearing about kids shooting like. Players getting caught with guns, like it's like different, bro. That stuff was happening back in the day too, but nobody was hearing about none of it.
Yeah.
Like even the stuff with Ja, like it's crazy. Like there's been players with situations like this before. Gilbert Arenas, not the same situations. Like, but you know what I mean, like. And those guys don't have career like their careers were like cut short. You know what I mean? But like
that's another thing, dude. I was gonna talk about is like. Man, like I've coached a little bit and I'm seeing these kids. Like I never thought I would be one of those like old head guys where I'm like, oh, I'm back in my day, bro. We dog you. Like we would.
You know, that's how it is though. Like
bro, like
kids are a lot softer though.
Soft,
sure.
Weird, dude. Like kind of just like I coach, man, and like when kids like even in like practice, like when in scrimmage or anything, when they lose, it's kind of like
they don't really care.
Okay. Like
you're just there, bro.
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. And when we were playing, even like
way different drive practice. We used to practice against you guys.
Yes, man.
I remember we used to practice, but like, yo, those practices I was like on it, bro. Like I'm getting the energy, bro. I'm still like that though. Like if you ask anybody that's played with me, like. Bro, this is how I am as a grown man when I go to situations. Like people think my teammates think I'm an asshole because when we're at practice, like we can fight. Like that, I'm taking this personal. Like we get paid to do this. I could come on this court and get hurt. Like I'm trying to get better when we're here. Doesn't matter if we're playing 1-on-1 or 5-on-5. Like I'm still like that. You know what I mean? And like I think everybody that's had to like practice with me, like throughout weeks, knows that I've been like that since I was young. Like honestly, like.
Because dude, we grew up in the time where like that shit was
literally
any game, bro. Any like it was a drive practice with no one around. Like no, we were, you know, if I remember, like if someone scored on me, man, I was kind of like, fuck. Like,
Yo,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
crazy. I'm
there's
not gonna lie.
there's none of that anymore. There's no fucking.
I went to watch. I'm not gonna say where I went to go watch, but I went to go watch a practice like a few weeks ago, and like I told coach to make these guys run right away, just because like they started practice and they weren't ready to practice. You know what I mean? They were kind of just there. And I'm like, bro, like we have this much time, like that you guys are in here. I'm sure all your parents are paying money. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna max out while we're in here. I went to school. I played for a Hall of Fame coach. He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Okay, not college basketball Hall of Fame, like the Basketball Hall of Fame for being an asshole. Basically, like that's what we see him as. You know what I mean? Great coach, but like he's like a hard ass. You know, like the stuff that we did in college, bro. Like not a lot of colleges were doing that. So when I see kids, I'm like, bro, like I take the things that I learned in college. Like you said, did you get better at college? It's another thing. Like my work ethic in college, because of how balls to the wall we went, is like when I go to next situations or go to other teams, it's like cake. We're gonna practice for an hour and a half. You know, we're gonna do some skills and then get together as a team and do stuff. But we used to practice 3 to 4 hours.
Yo.
Like hard. Like everything was hard from the start to the finish. If you weren't going hard, you go to the treadmill and run, get thrown back in the drill with your legs like jello. You fuck up again, go back on the treadmill, run again. You know, you want to fuck up another time, the whole team's gonna run, like literally like Coach Carter stuff. You know, like literally. Yeah. So like when I see kids like coming to practice and like not trying to get better or just kind of being there, like it pisses me off, bro. Like no competitive, nothing. Like
no like, competitive. It's weird, man. I'm kind of like scared for like the way basketball's going and like how these kids are like growing up into it. I mean, it's just fucking, I don't get it. Like I don't understand, like I just don't understand why, like if someone beats you, like if the person in front of you is winning, like they don't take it personal. I don't know.
Kids that don't know that though, it's all about, I'm not going to say it's all about where you come from or what you come from, because somebody from the hood or somebody that's rich, it doesn't matter. Like it's your work ethic, how you're raised. You know what I mean? It usually comes from how you're raised. You know what I mean? Like you can be rich, you could have been poor before. You know what I mean? I don't know everybody's history, so somebody's dad could be pushing them and instilling work ethic because they've had to go through that. It wasn't something they were born into. It's not just basketball. Some kids don't get it until they get into the real world and have to get a job and understand it's a ladder. You know what I mean? There's a boss, there's workers. You got to work your way up the ladder. You don't just want to sit here, you know what I mean, and be the regular person. Like you want to get somewhere, right? So you got to work. People don't get that until they get older. But it starts. If you can get that when you're young and it's a sport, or even if it's school or something like that, like, bro, I feel like it'd take you like so much further because like you're working the ladder from when you're young. So you're already like seeing accomplishments and like, you know what I mean? You're understanding what it is to get better or seeing progress from you working, like, which is hard.
I don't know, man. These kids are fucked.
They are.
I think they're fucked.
They are, bro. They
and
are.
the one or two that are like dogs that have that exceed. They're the ones where, because there's a lot of skilled guys, man, but like just no fire, no. And dude, do you think it's also like I know for a fact, like look at who these kids are looking up to, like John Morant. Like you think, who else? Zion.
Different.
Who else?
Different.
LaMelo.
Yeah.
We were looking up to Kobe, dude.
Different. They're different. The world is different now. Everything's changing, bro. It's
bro,
crazy.
I remember when Memphis played the Warriors, fucking Western Conference Finals 2 years ago, when the Warriors beat the Celtics. I remember, I fucking remember vividly. After the Warriors beat Memphis, the series was over. John Morant was fucking laughing and like playful, having a great time with Draymond. Bro, you think Kobe, like, you know what I mean, dude?
There's
like
so much money. There's so much stuff involved now, bro, that it's hard. Like that's why I feel like Adam Silver is trying so many things. Like there's always changes. Like back in the day, there wasn't changes like this. David Stern was not changing things every year. There's something new in the NBA every year. Whether it's challenges. Now you can get 2 challenges if the first one's successful. You know what I mean? The game is changing, but there's so much money involved, bro. It's like how you're going to get a handful of guys that are getting paid this money that are so comfortable that they're just collecting their check. You know what I mean? Now there's the load management thing where you have to play a certain amount of games. Or you have to play a certain amount of games to get an award. You know what I mean? And those awards mean something, because if you were to look at an NBA contract and see the bonuses for those awards, you'd be like, okay, I want to get first team. I want to get defensive player. I want to get MVP, because like it's more money. You know what I mean? But and if you're a superstar or considered an all-star, like you need to be in those. You need to be in those contingencies. Like you need to be in that running. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like it's different, bro. You got guys getting $140 million over 3-4 years, bro. Think about that.
Crazy.
You're getting 30-40 million a year. You basically getting a new house every week if you're getting paid that money. Like literally, you're getting a few $100,000 a week, bro. Like, and you don't have to play. I don't have to play today, tomorrow, the day after. You know what I mean? I tweak my ankle. Like, I don't need to play for a little bit. Still gonna get paid. Crazy. That's just NBA money. Guys like Ja, guys like KD, bro, their endorsement money.
But people have been getting paid, man.
Not like that.
Not like that. Like not even.
Things are different now. Like it's every sport now too. Like even football guys are starting to get paid. Like it's crazy, bro. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Like
the same.
I remember back like when we were in high school, like getting 10 mil, like 8 mil.
Was crazy.
It was like damn. Like
some guys are getting like 30 mil for like a 4 years, 5 years, $30 million.
Brooks just got 80.
Crazy.
Or some shit like that. It was fucked.
Dylan Brooks has been getting ate up by the media and just signed for that much. He's laughing right now. You know what I mean? You can say whatever you want. This is what we're all doing it for, right?
Yeah.
Now it's all about the money now. There wasn't that much money before, so guys were actually trying to earn their stripes, because the best players, it was all about the endorsement money you wanted to get. You know what I mean? You're only going to get this much NBA money. Like your endorsement money is going to end up matching up if you're one of those guys. You know what I mean? Like LeBron James probably makes more money he makes more money off the court than on the court.
Easily,
and think about how much money he makes on the court.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's all good. I get it, man. Like, if you give like that much money to a 20, 21-year-old, 22-year-old, like it's gonna cost some shit. But I don't know, man. It's the way the world is going and how the NBA was. Like, man, like, do you remember like just like the 04 Pistons, like Kobe in 07?
Those are like prime. Those are my prime years of basketball. That's like made me
prime, man. Like
love basketball. Those times. It was bad. Like those games were battles, though. The league is not like that anymore.
It's not. They're all friends, like, man. That's what I'm saying. Like
they're all super rich friends, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting paid this much and you're getting paid that much. It's hard for some guys to like, you know, want to get after it. Like I'm not like that by any means. Like,
I mean,
like it's hard.
You wouldn't be like that. You grew up in a different.
I can't say nothing because I haven't touched that type of money. I don't think anybody can say that. We've never been there. You know what I mean? How comfortable would you be making that much money? You know? I can say it won't change me inside. I can tell you which ways it won't change me as a person, but like as far as drive and stuff like that, bro, that can change a lot of people making that much money. Like, how do you want to get better? How do you want to do that again? But like,
you know for a fact it wouldn't change.
There's guys that it doesn't change though. Guys like Damian Lillard, like you can tell Dame wants to get as many of those max contracts as he can. You know what I mean? Like, he wants a ring at the same time. That's how you know he's like one of those people.
Cares
you know?
about,
There's other people that don't care. They kind of just get by and collect their money. There's guys in the NBA that could be a lot better, and they aren't. There's a lot of guys in the NBA that shouldn't be in the NBA, to be honest. There's a lot. Other than probably like the 40 guys who are like solidified, there's a lot of guys that are just right situation.
You know that for a fact.
Right like situation.
If there's anyone that people should listen to, is you. You've seen it. And do you think? Like I want you to make it. And do you know deep down that you will make it? Like it's gonna work out.
I feel
like you fear it. Like are you anxious about it?
I used to like even up until recently, just the way that my life was going and like me like experiencing different things, and like it did used to scare me because I didn't know where things were going. But like I think like right now and as of lately, even after I got hurt, I'm just like comfortable. I'm not comfortable with where I'm at, but I'm comfortable with the path that I'm on, and like I know that like it's gonna go to something good and it's gonna go to what I want it to be. And I don't like verbalize what I want to people because like it's just something that I want everybody to find out once I get there. You know what I mean? That this is what I was working towards. And even if you thought that I wasn't for the last I don't know how many years, like it's still been like the same mission. You know what I mean? And like close. Just gotta put. I feel like you just gotta put together a good year. That's all it takes, bro. I've literally played with Haywood Highsmith, prime example. Guy was with me in Germany. As soon as I got there, first game I went to watch before I played, like did something to his elbow, surgery, out for the season. Next year, G League, 3-and-D guy, solid year, like super solid year. Ends up he's on the Heat. Just went to the they went to the finals, right?
They went to the finals, yeah.
Just went to the NBA finals, you know? Like life can change like that. It's just all about knowing the right people and getting the right opportunity.
You've accepted your path.
For sure.
Which is
100%. It just work, bro. It's work. Like I've had times where I've like been so messed up mentally where like I've gotten out of shape. Like people have seen it around me, just not being in the right place. But like I've already been through that, you know? Like it's been like there's been times where it's been hard. There's been times where it's been easy. But now I just realize if you stay consistent, have a good routine, like everything that I've done up to this is gonna pay off.
What's some of the mental shit, dude? If you want to get into it, I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't want to make you feel like some type of way, but like that's like a big part of the podcast is like talk about mental health and like ball puts a fucking toll on your mental health. You know, man.
I don't know. I've grown up, like I said, just like seeing my dad's ups and downs and the struggles that he's had to go through and his stress. Like I've felt it. You know what I mean? Because I'm in the same household. You know what I mean? I feel my mom and dad's stress throughout his career. So I always try to like think about not how they were feeling, but like I don't think they dealt with their situations the right way. So I kind of just try to learn from like what they did. And I don't really like talk about stuff that's going on with me a lot because like things don't really bother me that much. Like things would before, and I have some people I get on the phone with and I can let steam off with, but like I don't know, bro. I just stay in the gym. Like you stay in the gym, like that's the thing that makes you feel good. You know what I mean? Finish a workout. Like it's mentally a lot goes on for sure. And I don't think I'm somebody that lashes out and like kind of shows it a lot. I kind of just keep going. You know what I mean? Not everybody, you can call that a luxury because some people do struggle with mental health and stuff like that. And I've had teammates and seen people go through that. But like, bro, when you get to a certain level, you get all the help in the world. Like, you know what I mean? We have people that you can meditate with before games. They'll take you through visualization stuff and like, you know, put you in a good place. People who suffer with anxiety, performance anxiety, something that I suffered with when I was younger that people probably wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like I go play in some of these big tournaments and stuff, like go to BioSteel and think that, oh, I shouldn't even be here. You know what I mean? Like I'm not good enough. Like things that I never got coached on, but like I've just had to go through certain experience to kind of understand like where I'm at.
You had those
understand
thoughts,
why I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, and there was times where I wasn't working as hard and still getting put in good situations, being on the good side of the politics is what I call it, and not being ready. So like I've just, you know, just kind of gone through a lot of stuff. Like,
do you still identify yourself like as just solely as a basketball player? Because I think that's a big issue with a lot of hoopers. Like for me, like obviously I'm not as good as you. Obviously I never achieved as much, but like even after I sort of stopped playing ball, it was kind of like, who the fuck am I, right? And like you said, like, you know, there's a certain amount of years in playing ball, and you know you're gonna have to stop playing one day and retire. Sure. Like, do you think, like, because you're a little bit older now too, right? Do you attach your happiness with the outcome of in everything basketball?
Before, yeah, I did growing up, because like that's all that's bringing you joy is the success that you're getting from a young age. You don't really understand what's going on, but now I've just been trying to surround myself with like people that I know when I do get to that point, like are just people that are like super solid. You know what I mean? Like, because nowadays, like, your own family could be your worst enemy. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to put myself around the right people, and
what they're telling you is, yo, like, you make it, you don't make it, tomorrow you say you want to quit basketball forever, it's cool.
It's like, already been to the point where it's like, you know, I'm not in the NBA right now. It's been years, you know what I mean? Like, these people around me, they still love me the same way. Like, I know that money, success is not gonna change none of that. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna be the same as they've always been. And there's been people that along the way that I realized weren't gonna be the same, and that's just me. You know, if that's me being selfish, that's me being selfish. I'm not a selfish person, but when it comes to surrounding myself around the right people, I need my vibes to be good all the time, whether it's a girl, whether it's my family, whether it's my best friend. You know what I mean? Like, I need them to give me good energy, and I need to be able to go to them for whatever and trust them for whatever. Otherwise, like, it's gonna mess up what's going on with me, and I can't be worried about little stuff like that. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm doing what I'm trying to do. Like, and you can't do it by yourself. Like, you need people to be helping you, like, for sure.
Let's say if you were not to make the NBA, what would that be like? Or do you even not even think about that? Like, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time and how and the path. But
I don't know.
I don't want to like make it a negative. Like, I don't want to put you in that place where it's like, oh well, okay, fuck, if I don't make it, I don't know. But it's just the thing with ball, man. That's the thing. Like, it's just kind of like, there's so many moving parts to it where, like, this has to go right. Like you said, like, this has to fall in place. You got to know this person. You got to show out in one game. That's all it really takes. I think, like, it's if you, like, I'm not going to give you advice. I'm not, like, that guy. But, like, if you put all your eggs in one basket in terms of just, like, this is what I need to do, this is what is going to bring me the utmost happiness, and it doesn't work out, it's a big, like, whoa, like, it'll take you to your fucking knees, bro. Like,
yeah, I feel like
and you've been through enough to, like,
no, I feel like at this point, the way I've set up, I'm not gonna say my life, I'm gonna say my career, or how it's built to go, is that I'm gonna be straight regardless of what happens, bro. That's why I'm so comfortable, and, like, I'm not stressing about a broken wrist or something like that. Like, I know that I've already gotten to, like, a certain point that some of the things on my resume are gonna make me a lot of money. You know what I mean? And people, bro, I'm gonna say that you're gonna have people around you that are gonna gas you up, or I'm not gonna say sell you dreams, because at this point, the people that are around me are people that really know what's going on in my career. If I hear that you're gonna make a lot of money playing basketball, you just gotta be patient. I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna listen to these people who have dealt with people or are dealing with people who are making money already, or have already seen it. You know what I mean? Coaches, agent, family. You know what I mean? So the NBA is obviously, like, bro, anybody who plays basketball, if you're not trying to play in the NBA, I don't know why you're playing basketball. You know what I mean? It's the highest level that you can get of basketball. But there's other levels that have players that could be in the NBA that choose not to be, or don't have the right opportunity, that are just as high, and they're getting paid a lot of money. So I'm not going to complain. At the end of the day, I just want to be able to take care of the people that are around me. And I feel like I'm shaping myself and I'm on the right path to do that. So that's the main goal, bro. This is not for me. So if it doesn't happen for me, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, be like, oh, all the years and work that I put in were for nothing, because they weren't. I have a story that I feel like is a lot more unique than other people's. I've got to go to a lot of places, bro. I don't remember the last time I paid for a flight. You know what I mean? I've got to see the world through basketball.
Bro, I would say you're fucking accomplished.
I've got to make good money through basketball. Like, I don't know what I could complain about other than maybe wanting to do things a different way. But I don't like to think about that, because, like I said earlier,
who doesn't want to? Who hasn't wanted to do things a different way?
I can do things a different way right now. That's why I think about it. Like, so.
I mean, damn, man. I mean, like, that's, yeah. Like, I would say you've succeeded in basketball. I want you to make the league. Like, I want you to, like, push for it. You know what I mean? Because I've talked to a lot of people, well, specifically Marty, and we've talked about it and saying, dude, like, Jermaine needs to be in the league.
People don't understand, like, the way that things are set up now. Like, it's just way different than back in the day. Even how the G League is set up, bro. Like, you go to the G League and go put together 2 40-point games, and the next thing you know, you have a 10-day contract. You know what I mean? Like, you just start from somewhere. You get invited to summer league. I just got injured. If I didn't get injured, I would have been playing in summer league for sure. Like, it's just how things go. I didn't get upset about it. I was more focused on getting healthy for summer league, even though I wasn't gonna get healthy for summer league. You know what I mean? I was sitting in a cast when summer league was on, but it is what it is. Like, I'm just happy to be where I am right now and be able to continue to play, honestly. And I'm like just scratching the surface. Like, honestly, I could make decisions that could put me on a completely different track, but it's still a good track. But I'm still focused on something right now.
You'd say you haven't even hit your prime yet, low-key.
No chance. Like, I'm just starting to become who I am as a professional, not like as a player from when I was young. Like, I'm just starting to figure out who I am as a pro, and the way that I play, the style that I play. I'm not a crazy athlete. Like, I could play for a long time, bro, because I play with my head. You know what I mean? Like, I play a way different. I see some older guys playing that are like, don't have half the skill as me, like physically, but they have the same mental. You know what I mean? They play for a long time. But I think I have a good combination of both. So I feel like I can go somewhere and like really make a lot of money. And I don't want to go somewhere and just make money to make money. Like, I want to play against like the highest level.
The money doesn't really matter to you. That's the thing, though. That
it's what is supposed to come with it, but I want to play and showcase what I can do against the highest level. Otherwise, I wouldn't be satisfied playing basketball, honestly. Even if I'm getting a crazy check every month, like, just wouldn't satisfy me.
Would you really
not? I wouldn't. You say go. I don't want to diss a league or like anything, but like, you go to China or something and go make stupid money. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't want to go be one of 2 Americans and have to only worry about playing against this American every night. Like, I want to go to the best league and play against the guys that people are talking about and watching on TV. You know what I mean? That's just how.
Wouldn't make you. It wouldn't fulfill you. It wouldn't satisfy you.
I'm competitive with everything that I do, though. With everybody that's in my life. Like, my parents, my best friends know how competitive I am. Like, we can almost fight each other because of how mad I get at them when we go play at open gyms and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm at their necks, and they can testify to that. Like, because I'm that competitive. Like, we were playing basketball. Like, it means that much, bro. Like, some people might think of this, you know, like. Yeah,
and that's like going back on what we were talking about before, man. It's just different now with these kids. Like, they would rather have that check and play against, like, you know, go to China.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Some kids are just satisfied with where they're at and with what's going on. And some kids, I feel like, now are scared to like make that transition. There's a lot of kids that do get offers from here, like more than before, but they would rather go to UBC or something. And I'm not knocking schools like that. It's not CIS no more. It's U-Play, right? U-Sports.
Yeah.
Like,
I still say
CIS.
CIS.
There's a lot of players that I know from that league that go to Europe and make a lot of money or get opportunities to go to camp, NBA camps, stuff like that, G League tryouts and stuff like that. So like, I'm not knocking kids making that decision, but I feel like that's always gonna be there. If you can get over there and get on a team, doesn't matter at what level it is. Like, you can always come back here and play. You know, Manrup did it. There's a lot of guys that Jaden did it. You know what I mean? But it's like getting out there and getting that on your resume as a hooper. It's like, some kids you just gotta do it, bro. There's even kids that I played with that had opportunities and didn't want to take them just because, you know, they didn't want to go out there and be another number and have to like rework again, because that's all it is. You work your way up in high school, then you get to college and you're down here again. If you're not the most popular or whatever best player in the country or top 25 or top 5 at that, you're going to a school and you got to work your way up against kids that are 4 years older than you, some kids 5 years older than you. It's a way different. Some
for
kids,
you,
they can't do it.
Yeah, like for you, once you get to the league, like you restart
again,
trying to.
Again, some people are just satisfied getting there.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Want to be a pro? My dad would always tell me, if you want to be a pro, you get there. You want to be an all-pro, you keep working when you get there. Like, the guys who keep working when they get there, they end up. It's bro. I can see through social media how crazy the world is now. I can see a certain player how their off season was, just based off how they're posting and what they're doing, and I can tell that they're not going to start the season good, or they're not going to have that great of a year as they did the year before, because they weren't putting in the work, because they're there already. There's some players that we can, like, there's some superstars and all-stars that we've seen not have great years, but I swear I'm looking at what they're doing in the postseason, because these guys are stars. You have to post and show us what you're doing. You know what I mean? There's some guys like KD that just don't. He's himself. He doesn't care. He uses his socials in his own way for his own amusement or his own, like, in his own like, he just does it differently, you know? But most players, we see what they're doing. We see when they're in Miami or in LA working out, or if they're at Rico Hines runs, or if they're working out with Rico Hines or Phil, like, you know what I mean? And then I see some guys and I'm like, yo, so-and-so hasn't been in the gym. I'm not gonna say nobody's names because these are people like that I know and have relationships with, but like I see them throughout the year, just like, you know.
You're seeing so you're seeing the guys that don't post, or
I'm seeing the guys that are active, and I'm seeing I'm watching Rico Hines runs, or I'm watching Rico Hines posts. The guys he's working out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you really know they're not about it.
I know they're not in there working out. No, I'm not saying they're only doing it sometimes. I just know that they just got paid, so they're gonna go enjoy most of their summer instead of work out, because they just got the bag. You know, some guys, they get back in the lab right away because they're like, bro, like, now I have to be somebody if I'm getting paid this money. You know what I mean? Like, somebody who I think is gonna have a crazy year next year is like someone like Kyle Kuzma or something, because like I can see that he's been in the gym way different than the years before. Like, sometimes I see guys like get in like the last like month and a half.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, go enjoy their summer. Might have a new girlfriend or something. Go chill. I see some guys work the whole year, the whole summer, and I see them be something the next year. Like, Pascal's one of those people, bro. Like, literally. Yeah. Like, Pascal put in crazy work. Like,
you hooped with him.
Like, when I went to New Mexico State, he was at New Mexico State when I went there. But like, that's somebody who I saw through social media and stuff, like working out with Rico. Like, this is what I'm going off is Pascal, because he like, I actually saw on socials him working out, and like it like translated, like it actually translated to the next season. Like, he started the season well above most of the other guys. You know what I mean? Right. Even though he just came off a championship. Like,
he's all NBA, I think, like one of the years. Yeah, bro. To end this, I want you to like talk. Like, would you agree that not everything in this world is basketball? Like, it's
for sure not.
Coming from a guy like you, like a guy that's accomplished so much, succeeded so many things, gone to these different places, playing pro, NBA potential, probably gonna make the NBA. Like, would you say like it's not all ball? Like, it's not.
But you gotta. I'm not gonna lie to you. Obviously, not all basketball, but you gotta put in the work now, bro. Like, if you want to live, I feel like if you want to have success, or you want to not have to work or something when you're older, like, you have to put in the time when you're young. So like, at the time, it is all that. You know what I mean? It is all basketball. Obviously, it's not all basketball. I enjoy myself. You know what I mean? Like, go see things, go do things with my friends and stuff. But I feel like the people who aren't out, the people who you don't see out as often, or the people that kind of stick to themselves and kind of just put their head down and work, like, things end up working out for them somehow, because it's just like life giving back to you. Like, when you work, I don't think like you're gonna get success right away, but like, you fall on your face a few times. With the people who get up and keep going and put their all into something, it ends up happening.
It's inevitable that it will happen.
Like, in some sort of way. It might not be with what you're doing, but it could be with something else in life. Like, I'm trying to build a good enough work ethic that if I've had an injury that had me not playing basketball ever again, that like I can translate this to whatever I'm doing in life. You know what I mean? Like, my competitiveness is going to go towards whatever I end up doing after basketball, whatever job I end up having. Or I don't like to think about that, because I want to, you know,
do in the moment right now.
It's what I'm doing right now, to where I don't need to worry about that. But I feel like that basketball is definitely not everything, but you definitely have to put your all into what you're doing, like, for the time, because you don't want to be doing that when you're older, bro.
If you decide like, it's basketball, then you have to do it. Like, live in it. Like,
you have to breathe it. You got to live it. And I've been definitely a product of my environment, and been around people who have taken me away from that. And like, I feel like I've learned and just try to keep a level head. Like I said, keep the right people around you, because you're only gonna go as far as the people
That's huge.
that are around you.
It's
Like,
very
you
key.
can't have distractions. You can't have people that don't want to see you succeed.
Yo, man, I appreciate you, dude. This is good. I finally happened. It was a long time. Fucking dude, you suck at replying. You're one of the worst.
Everyone that knows me knows that though.
I know.
Like if you FaceTime me, I'm gonna answer the phone, but like most of the time I'm not answering texts and stuff, bro. I hate being on my phone. Like
know.
people look at my social media and be like, yo, it's not even real. Like it's not a real social media. Like it's 2 pictures. Pictures probably from like 2021. There's a blue check and a lot of followers, so it's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, but it's just.
Well, yeah, because when you
bro.
texted me, I sent a screenshot to Marty. He's like, "Yo, Jermaine, yeah."
Marty doesn't even have my number.
I know.
Facebook only.
And then, bro, Jermaine, and then Marty's like, "Dude, if he texts you first, he's serious. Get him on
I
the
was
pod."
like, yo, I'll go for sure. I've just been like, bro, when I came back last time, I was injured, and I just, bro, sometimes I want to do something, and then, bro, something will just be like, nah, just not right now, bro.
Bro, staying to
That's part of the mental shit though. Like I'm saying, I go through a lot of mental shit, but I just like go with my instinct, bro. Like literally, I go with my gut. Like whatever my gut tells me to do, I do it. That's why my career's gone the way it's gone. I should have listened to people before, but like this is just how I am. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm writing my own thing here, so I want it to be how I want. You know what I mean? That's why I've had troubles with agents, like firing agents or getting dropped. Like had to find the right fit, somebody that I can tell that I want to do this, and I'm never unrealistic with myself. You know what I mean? Like I'll never try to put myself in a position where I know that I can't have a chance to succeed. You know what I mean? So I just try to do things my way, bro. Always. Everyone around me knows that though. Like I like shit to go my way when it's things that are with my life. Everything else though, like you guys want to go eat somewhere, you guys pick where you guys want to go eat. Where we want to go, like I don't care. But the things that are going on with me in my career, I like them to go the way that I want them, so that I'm in places where I feel comfortable and I feel like I have like the best chance to succeed. And I've made mistakes along the way.
And you're okay with making those mistakes.
Yeah, I've made mistakes.
Because it's coming from not
you know,
me. Like
there's gonna be mistakes though. So like at the end of the day, I can't be mad. Like going
with anyone's career, there's gonna be mistakes. There's a lot of shit that.
For sure. But try to stay true to myself, bro. I wasn't always like that though. Like I've been in the mix and like got tossed around and just kind of figured out myself like along the way. But I definitely feel like I've stayed true to myself for sure, bro. Most of the time.
And with all this shit going on, you learn and you realize that at the end of the day, you got yourself. Like you're your own.
That's it. Other people help, but there is no none of this without me doing what I do. You know what I mean? But that's everybody. It's not just me. I'm not special, bro. I'm just another person, bro. Like it's with everything that you do in life, honestly. I try to tell my sister that and stuff because she doesn't play sports and stuff, you know? Like I'm around people that it's not just all basketball. My family does revolve around basketball now. Ironically, it's weird because my dad played football, but like my brother-in-law plays professional. So my family does revolve around, like basketball is like what we're about, but like not everybody plays basketball. You know, like Luka is prime example. Luka didn't really play basketball when I met him, and like Luka will probably go play pro somewhere. It doesn't matter what level it is. He's gonna play professional somewhere, and people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" You know, like how did that happen? Like the kid is in the gym all the time, and he actually got better at something that he loved and wants to do. You know what I mean? Something that makes him comfortable and something that brought our friendship together. Like everything around me at this point, I feel like has happened because of basketball. So that's why, you know.
And keeping to yourself too.
Have to.
You think keeping to yourself is like it's the. Would you encourage people to keep to yourself?
I'm not gonna say like that's how everybody should live because it's like we know it's a different time now. Like it's not normal to be like that. Like the new normal is to like for everybody to see what's going on with you. That's what makes you popular. You know what I mean? If you have an interesting story or life and everybody has access to it, like, so I don't know. That's just not how I am. You know, maybe one day, but I feel like I won't be like that until I have all the things that I want. You know.
That's what's
I
up.
want them for myself. Like I would like to share them with myself and the people around me.
I think that's true confidence. I'm with you on this. I'm not about because we're from a different time though, man. Too. We're not
weird time though. We're tweeners. Like we're in between, bro.
We're in between, yeah.
But like there's some people our age and a little bit older who like their mental is on the other side. I'm speaking to you and I can tell you're on the same side as me. Like mentally, it's like a different. There's like two sides.
Well, man, I sway back and forth though. When I get caught on that,
sometimes too. But like, just draw back and chill. Like, it's too much sometimes, bro. It's way too much.
It's overwhelming.
You're always around other people. I'm not saying that everybody around me is the same, because like they're not all the same. Like some people are on socials and they like socials that are around me, like my sister and stuff. But it's like, you know,
how much of that is, you know, really benefiting? Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy.
But yo, I appreciate you, man. This was really good. I enjoyed this a lot. I really wanted to do this, bro. So
I've never done a podcast before.
It was good. You enjoy it?
Yeah, I'm chilling always though.
I
swear.
But yeah, man. I don't know. Your vibe is just like chilled the fuck out. You know, it's not. That's just who you are, and that's kind of what you're like. It's
crazy, dude, because me and you have never had like an in-depth conversation. That's why I was like driving here with my girl, and I was like, she's like, yo, you're not nervous? I'm like, no, like I'm kind of having a conversation with somebody that I've been my true self around. You know what I mean? Just because you've been around me in basketball, like, bro, it's like me being around my friends. Like, I'm gonna act different then. Like, or if we're all in a hotel together, then like, if I'm like meeting somebody in person, you know, if I was like having a conversation with like a coach or something, it'd be completely different.
No, man,
I sitting here talking, bro, like, you know,
that's the thing. Every encounter I've had with you, it's been like fucking cool. It's been chill, and people used to ask me like, "Yo, you know Jermaine?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's fucking really one of the nicest people you'll ever meet." And
people think because I'm quiet and stuff, I'm an asshole. And then they talk to me like, yo, this guy's like, you're not an asshole. I'm like, bro, I just don't go out of my way to go talk to people. You know what I mean? Like,
there's not a lot of people like you in the basketball community left. I'll tell you that much.
Basketball, people do it with regular life, bro, because people are trying to climb the ladder. So they're constantly trying to like talk to people to like get their foot in the door, opportunity. Like, I've just never had to do that. You know what I mean? I just go play basketball. I don't need to speak to play basketball, you know? So I've never been somebody to like, you know, try to friend somebody to like benefit off of them or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's how things are nowadays.
You gotta be
like,
people's face.
Everybody wants to have certain people around them for what they can do for them, which is cool, because to a certain extent you have to do that. But like, bro, if it's not like a genuine relationship and that's happening, what's the point? You know? No point. You gain, like, you didn't want me to come in here to gain anything from me. You actually wanted to hear what I had to say.
Because I've been wanting to like, you know, like see how you think, because it's just, you know, we grew up in the same time, and I remember like keeping a tab on you, you know, because you were arguably one of the biggest, like, man, that time was crazy. I always remember that time. Like, holy shit, Jermaine just popped off.
But we would go to the States and like we'd be in LA and stuff, and I'm like, yo, like I go to LA now, I'll go into a gym and like the people who own the gym will be like, yo, like Haley, like, yo, what are you doing nowadays? I'm like, what? Like, bro, I haven't played here since I was in high school. But like bro, people don't get it. Like Lonzo Ball, like we go to those tournaments, like, bro, I'm getting player to tournament for those tournaments with every good player that you could think of playing there, like endless NBA guys, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. Yeah.
Funny story. I remember last thing. I remember it was a summer tournament in Portland, and I was playing for all ball. I wasn't playing for drive anymore. And there was a guy. I was sitting, like, we were waiting for my game, and I was sitting on the side, and there's an old dude beside me. He was a scout. He had his little book, and he was taking notes with all his players. I looked, and your name was on there, bro. I remember looking at that, and I'm like, oh shit. And it said something like long, athletic, playmaker, decent shot, and shit like that. It was like
I shoot at people. Think I can't shoot. I used to strap it when I was little. I actually used to shoot the ball, bro. Like I didn't shoot no midi. It was like layup or three. That's it. Cradle three or layup. But like my 3-pack was not like catch and shoot badge. I didn't have that. Like I didn't have catch and shoot. I'm getting that now. Like that's why I would turn down shots, because I'm like, bro, like I don't like that. Like I need, like, you know,
you need a little movement.
Rhythm. I need rhythm. I grew up watching like Jamal Crawford and shit like that. Like, you know, like
I think you still need to shoot more though, man, in my opinion. And I would say so.
The way things are now though, I gotta be so consistent just to get playing time, bro. That's what's crazy.
With Doug?
Not with Doug. Doug
Doug isn't. Doug would get.
If you watch the film from that, he'd let me do what I want.
Yeah.
But like,
he would let you work the fuck out.
In the G League, it was like, fuck, I gotta knock these corner threes in full court. So just started doing that. Like,
you're in the gym just getting reps.
That's it. That's all I was doing. Like, I work out now. Compared to when I was younger, like, you can just tell, like, this guy's a pro. We get in the gym and work out, we're gonna be in there 30, 40 minutes. So you get them in, like,
get in, get out,
quick,
efficient
reps, boom. Like, it's crazy though, because I think that I work out good, and then I go watch like somebody who's like a sharpshooter or something, and it's like crazy, bro. Like, I've seen some guys like Matt Ryan, like guys who are like tweeners, like that. It's like, whoa, like, for somebody to shoot like that or look like that in a workout and not be in the NBA, it's crazy.
You don't miss.
It's crazy.
You don't miss.
Like, literally in there for 20 minutes, might miss 5 shots, 6 shots.
Like Max Strus,
crazy,
insane. Like, he's considered a good shooter in the NBA. I'm not gonna lie, but
some people don't get it though. Like, it's like all these trainers out here are trying to train kids stuff, but it's not individualized. They're like having a package and they're giving it to them. But like, bro, you have to go look at a kid play. Like, I don't want to give anybody free game, but you need to go watch a kid's games. You need to see what he's good at, what he needs to work at, and you need to build like a regiment around who the kid is. Like, I can't teach 4 or 2 people the same thing. I can't teach 2 kids the same thing, bro. They're 2 completely different players. Everybody has their own bag. I can give them the same bag, but like, as far as they play, like, it's way different.
And as far as how they think about it too, like, they think about it differently, probably.
Way differently, and a lot of the people out here training people haven't even. You know, I'm not saying you need to have played in the NBA or played in a Division I to like have knowledge of the game, because you can go online and learn anything nowadays. But like, your experiences and the people you've been around, like, are part of that. And I feel like a lot of people out here training the kids haven't even like been around like the stuff they're showing them enough. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the stuff the kids are learning is the same stuff that the pros are learning now. That's why the kids are so much more advanced. Like, it's crazy. Like, but a lot of people here are just teaching them the same thing, bro. Like, get in the gym, show this, and then get out.
It's changing. Like, the game's changing. I don't know if it's for the better, for the worse.
For the better, for sure, because the kids are getting better, bro. Like, the kids that are good,
I hate that.
The kids that are good, they're doing same hand, same foot layups and stuff. I'm like, yo, this is tough. Like, I love seeing that stuff, bro. I'm like, yo, if we were able to work out like that when we were little, we would have been tough. Like, I'm just getting that bag as a pro. I didn't start learning that stuff until I went overseas. They're teaching me next things. I'm like, I didn't even know, like, this is how you play basketball. You know what I mean? Like, they don't teach you that in the States. You're either an athlete or you can just do something really good. You know what I mean? They don't teach you how to play basketball.
We're more rigid here when we're growing up.
My experience overseas.
That's what this best. Yeah, that's the best way I can explain it.
Like, I loved it. They taught me how to play basketball. Like, I actually know basketball now. Like, where you're supposed to slide when man's are driving. Like, what you're supposed to do in this situation. That is so crazy now, bro. Like, you can dissect the game. Over there, they have to, though, because they're not athletes. You gotta learn how to play, and you're playing with the same size of people on the high school court. Not like a Canadian high school court. It's not an NBA court. People don't understand why the NBA is what it is, bro. It's made for highlights. Like, you get on that court, like, you have to be a dog to be able to guard somebody one-on-one in the NBA. And the help side is on the other side of the hoop. That's why people get dunked on and stuff. You have 3-second defense, a 3-second rule. Like, you have this much space. The key is this big. Bro, it's crazy. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, you can get, bro, I'm not going to say, like, anybody can go out there and get a bucket, but, like, if you were to get, like, a closeout on somebody in the league, like, bro, you have a high chance of getting some space to get a shot off, because there's so much space. Like, so much space. Like, it's crazy.
All right. Listening to you talk is, like, I understand why. You're just you're a basketball mind.
That's, bro, all I think about is hoops, bro. It's not even basketball. I feel like I just have, like, a point guard brain.
You do.
And a big man body.
You can't teach that, though. I don't think you can teach that. There's not.
Yeah, if the right person, just have it. I don't have fucking. It's definitely something you just have, but like, there's certain things that you can teach.
It's because I think you look at the world like, I think literally, like, the correlation between how you, like, look at the game of basketball is how you look at life. I feel like that's kind of very similar.
Similar for sure. I'm just learning.
Like, you're just open-minded about a lot of things in your own personal life, and that translates into basketball. I am a big believer of that. I think that's how your brain works.
Yeah, I've been slowly trying to learn, though, bro. I'm just starting to get things now. Like it took me this long. Like if we had this conversation even a year ago or 2 years ago, not the same person. And like people around me, I've seen that. I've just made like a lot of changes, like with my personal life, and like just the way that I do things are just a lot different now, bro.
It's the way you should be, man. You're always growing though, every year. Like it's just a little bit different, a little bit better. Yeah.
Learning, bro.
Bro, thank you, man. This was awesome, bro. This is episode 53. Jermaine Haley, man, BC's fucking very own, man. One of like the biggest names to come out of BC for sure. And I would say, dude, you were one of the more. I think you set the way for a lot of dudes to start.
I don't like to say that, but I'm not gonna lie. Some of these kids need to be thankful, bro. Like there was guys before me, like Roop and Emerson. Like those guys made it.
It was
a thing. Like it wasn't a thought process for kids before, bro. Like you can actually go play Division I basketball. You know, coming from here, like. Cause shit wasn't.
But not just Division I basketball. I'm talking like high major division. That's the difference though. Like Roop, what? Like you got Seattle U. Obviously that's fucking great. But you were getting some big dogs in your offers.
By the time I got there, I don't think people understood like the significance of like playing in the Big 12, bro. It's the best conference in America. Like it legit at the time was the #1 conference for the last 5 years for basketball. Like that was it. Like the stuff that I experienced there, bro, is like insane. Like I wish more people got a chance to go out there and see. But like Luka got to see. Like Luka came out there to watch some crazy games. And like he got the full experience of like what was going on there, bro. It's like second to none, bro. Like everybody always is like, no, you don't want to go. You're not gonna get older. Older men say, yo, you're gonna wish that you like can go back to college once you get here, and you're like, nah, like fuck that. And then now I'm here, and I'm like, fuck, like, bro, this is the best time of my life, bro. Like the craziest time of my life. And like I didn't always have fun, bro, but like. Can't complain, bro. Like got to see some crazy shit, bro.
There's a reason why it's college experience, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Enjoy 24, episode 53. Jermaine Haley. Peace, man.